Welcome to Past Chronicles. If you're new here, we bring the ancient world's most compelling and mysterious stories back to life. Today, we're rediving into one of the most intriguing figures in Roman history, the Oracle, who predicted the fall of the Roman Empire. The Oracle of Delphi was one of the most famous oracles in the ancient world. It was here that seekers from all over Greece and beyond came to ask questions, hoping for divine guidance. But what many do unknow is that one of its prophecies was tied to the greatest empire the world had ever known, Rome. In the 2nd century BC, a prophetic message was delivered at Delphi that warned of Rome's eventual fall. The Romans, of course, dismissed these predictions, believing their empire to be eternal. They were at the height of their power, confident and seemingly invincible. But the question remains: how did an oracle predict something as monumental as the fall of Rome? Was it divine insight, or a shrewd observation of the political climate? Rome was unstoppable. Its legions conquered vast territories. Its architecture and engineering were unmatched, and its influence spread across continents. The city itself was a testament to power, with grand structures like the Colosseum and the Pantheon standing as symbols of its might. Yet, some believed the gods had already foretold that this glory would eventually crumble into dust. The oracle's prophecy wasn't the only warning Rome received. Throughout its history, there were multiple omens and signs indicating that the empire was heading for disaster eclipses on the eve of major battles. Strange sightings in the sky, and even unsettling dreams experienced by its leaders. To me, the question isn't just whether the prophecy was accurate, but how Rome reacted, or failed to react, to these repeated warnings. It seems they were so caught up in their own success that they could unsee the cracks forming in their foundation. The decline of Rome wasn't a sudden event. It was a gradual, painful process, marked by infighting, rampant corruption, and the rise of powerful, often unstable, tyrants. One of the key figures in this decline was Emperor Commodus. His reign saw the weakening of the empire's once unbreakable structure. Unlike his wise father, Marcus Aurelius, Commodus was more interested in his own pleasure and gladiatorial fantasies than in governing. He neglected state affairs, emptied the treasury, and ruled through fear and paranoia. Commodus was famously unpredictable and destructive, and his leadership created a power vacuum that led to further instability within the empire. It really makes you wonder, could his chaotic rule have been one of the key factors that pushed the oracle's prediction toward reality? It's like he was a walking, talking symptom of the disease that was slowly eating away at Rome from the inside. Things only got worse. During the 3rd century AD, Rome was plagued by constant internal strife. Historians call this period the crisis of the 3rd century, and for good reason. It was a chaotic 50-year span that saw numerous emperors rise and fall, with many being assassinated or killed in battle after ruling for only a few months. Political intrigue and economic decline accelerated at an alarming rate. The currency was devalued, trade routes were disrupted, and the empire was stretched thin, fighting wars on multiple fronts while battling civil wars at home. To me, the lack of a stable leadership structure played a significant role in the empire's eventual collapse. How can an empire survive when its own leaders are its greatest threat? The oracle's grim message of internal decay seemed to align perfectly with the rising instability and chaos that defined these centuries. Meanwhile, as Rome was tearing itself apart, it also faced immense pressure from outside forces. Barbarian invasions, mainly from Germanic tribes, like the Goths, Visigoths, and Vandals, struck fear into the heart of the empire. For centuries, Rome had been the aggressor, the conqueror. Now, the tables were turning. These groups, once seen as disorganized outsiders, were becoming more organized and were relentlessly pushing against Rome's borders. These invasions were the final nail in the coffin, weakening Rome's military and its control over vast territories. The oracle's prediction seemed to hint that Rome's end would come from within and from without. To me, this dual prophecy of internal decay and external destruction mirrored the reality Rome faced. It was a perfect storm, a two-front war that even the mighty Roman legions couldn't win. The empire was rotting from the inside while being attacked from the outside. In the year 476 AD, the seemingly unthinkable happened. Rome fell. The last Roman emperor in the West, a young boy ironically named Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. The Eternal City was no longer the center of the world. Though the fall of Rome was the result of centuries of internal corruption and external threats, the oracle's ancient words had, in a sense, come true. But was this an accurate prophecy, a genuine glimpse into the future? Or was it simply a reflection of Roman fears and insecurities that existed even at the height of their power? To me, the oracle's words acted as a mirror to Rome's own growing sense of vulnerability. Perhaps the prophecy didn't create the future, but rather, it gave a voice to the anxieties that were already there, whispering of impending doom. But the story doesn't end there. Despite the fall of the Western Roman Empire, Rome's legacy lived on in a powerful way. The Eastern Roman Empire, which we now know as the Byzantine Empire, continued to thrive for almost another 1,000 years. Centered in Constantinople, it preserved Roman law, culture, and traditions, and even saw itself as the true continuation of the Roman state. So, was this a sign of hope for those who believed in the oracle's message? Maybe the prophecy wasn't about a complete end, but about a transformation. The power simply shifted, and the idea of Rome survived, evolving into something new. So, what do you think? Was the Oracle of Delphi simply reflecting Rome's own internal fears and anxieties, or did it truly predict the empire's dramatic fall? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We love reading your theories and ideas. And don't forget to subscribe for more ancient mysteries revealed right here on Past Chronicles. Thanks for watching.